something about this photo, like I looked like Gordon Ramsay a bit. And there was this like meme about how like I looked like Gordon Ramsay, and it just like went viral. Most of the outfits I wore like pre-2016, I regret. My chance to like talk shop with John Mayer about guitars, and I just blew it. Hi, I'm Cody Simpson, and I'm getting up close with Cosmo. Read plenty about me dating my friends and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Breaking up with girlfriends when we were still together. I mean, all sorts of things. Everybody thought I was dating a girl that I was really, really good friends with in the States, and she was actually, she's actually gay. We just had a very like sort of affectionate friendship, and we were always touching and like hugging and had our arms around each other and all that stuff, and everybody thought we were together. And when it came out, it was just hilarious because there was these photos that literally looked like we were pretty much together, like looking at each other's eyes and stuff, and really we were just like best friends at the time. I've become quite the cook in the last year. Since being back training as a swimmer, I've had nothing but time to make my meals and do all that, so I'm quite a savvy cook at the moment. I've been making these really nice like sort of Asian style rice bowls with like salmon or chicken and steamed veggies and grilled like kale and spinach and stuff with like Kewpie mayo and teriyaki, and yeah, they're pretty good. Strangest thing a fan has ever given me, I've tons of inappropriate gifts, I reckon. Like I've gotten sex toys and bras and underwear and like all like things like that have just like rocked up at to a mailing address. I don't know what to do with half of the stuff, because especially when you're on tour, like you never know what you're gonna receive. When I was touring, like whatever I said that I liked, like in an interview or something, whether it was you know, sour lollies, or like for a while I really liked it was a big thing that I liked tomato sauce, like ketchup, and so I'd always get these bottles of ketchup. So it was always a running joke that I should just start saying I liked $50 bills. Well, I'm always really blonde and kind of sun and chlorine bleached because I swim, but there was a time where I was like really white and kind of, my skin was all kind of red, and something about this photo, like I looked like Gordon Ramsay a bit. And there was this like meme about how like I looked like Gordon Ramsay, and it just like went viral. It was this huge thing, and everyone was just calling me Gordon for a while, and I just like kind of like latched onto it a little bit, and I was doing like stories on my Instagram cooking and stuff, going, yeah, like it's me, you know. But I thought that one was pretty funny. I was in Norway, I think, staying at this hotel, which is like right on this marina kind of, and a friend of mine, a really good friend in Oslo, Norway, and he has a boat there, and he's like, I'll come to the hotel on my boat and pick you up and a couple of your tour mates and stuff, and we'll go out for a ride around. He pulls up and I go outside, but we were on tour there and people knew we were there, and there was like 100 girls outside the hotel. And so we just made a run for it. We ran out through the crowd, just jumped into the boat, and immediately sort of started to speed off, and it was cold in Norway and the water was freezing, and these girls just started jumping into the water, like swimming after the boat. And I wasn't sure what to do. I eventually kind of turned around. I told them to turn around, and we actually brought those that had jumped in and onto the boat and gave them towels and stuff like that, and ended up hanging out with them for a bit. But I just thought that was crazy that people were willing to like jump into this freezing cold water and swim after a boat that they obviously weren't going to be able to catch. Actually, one comes to mind. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time. We had a conversation about the breakup, and then I had to go and do a show. I think I had to be on stage like 45 minutes later and like go on and kind of pretend like nothing happened. And the performance I gave was definitely like the most emotional one I think I'd given up to that point. But having to kind of like just put on a face and go out and perform, like even though you've just had to do something terribly personal and emotional, is like a weird one. For a while there, I was in LA. I was living in LA, and I was going out a lot to bars and things. I was just in that sort of late teens phase of my life. And obviously being a guitarist and songwriter and stuff, I've always really liked John Mayer and his guitar playing. And I've had the chance to meet him a few times. Always really sort of starstruck when I met him. And there was one time where I was like out and I was really drunk, and he was at the restaurant that I was at. I went up to him and said hello because I'd met him a couple times before, and we talked about guitars and things, and I was really drunk, and he started to ask me about like what guitar pedals I use, and I was just, you know, had a full mental blank. Like I wasn't in any space to like be thinking about what guitar pedals I use. It's funny, I wonder if he remembers it now, but like my chance to like talk shop with John Mayer about guitars, and I just blew it. I always get really teary when it comes to my sport and swimming. Like I'm really, really passionate about it. And I was on this Australian national training camp with all like sort of Australian team and Olympians and things like that. And we were all training together for a week, and they played this video about like the sort of the path into the Paris Olympics. And it was just this really, really inspirational, motivational video I just cried over. And I asked them to send it to me, and I watch it every week now, and I think I tear up every time. But it just keeps me in that space and really motivated to swim and chase that dream. I feel like that all the time, actually. Like especially now, you know, I have a lot that I juggle and balance. Especially now, like putting this new album out whilst training, you know, for the Olympics, basically as a swimmer. You know, my swimming, my training schedule, and that takes precedent. But like I had all this music done that I really, really wanted to share. And so, you know, obviously I want to promote it and do all these things, but, you know, I can definitely pile myself up and get overwhelmed. You know, my plate gets a little too high, I pile up too high, and, you know, it's a hard thing to juggle. I think sometimes it's good to find the edge and find your limit and feel a little bit, you know, unsure and out of your depth, as you say. Because that's where magic happens sometimes, you know, like the only people that really know where the edge is are those who've gone over. I like that quote. I'm really good mates with the guy, Chase from Outer Banks, and one of my other best mates does like all the surf stunts in the show, and I really like the concept of that show, and I always thought it'd be cool to go on and play a part in that. I'm always into the kind of, you know, piratey kind of adventure stuff. My favorite tattoo, my mum would want me to say this one because it's of her. My favorite one at the moment, I think, is this little Poseidon, little King Neptune tattoo here. I just got it off this coin that I really liked, and it looks like a little old king there, and I always thought that was kind of cool. I like little tattoos. I've got plenty of big ones as well, but I'm still slowly but surely collecting. Most of the outfits I wore like pre-2016, I regret. I used to like really like matching things when I was young, like matching like a jacket with the shoes, and like if the jacket was green, I'll put green shoes on. That's really cool, that kind of stuff. And I look back on it now and I'm going, you know, what was I doing? I think one of them was sort of going independent and sort of regaining a bit of creative freedom, and I ended up putting out my first independent album around 18, 19. It was called Free, and that was sort of the start of my real journey, like musically, as a singer-songwriter and stuff. And funny enough, like the next installment of that is coming out very soon, April 8th. But I mean, all the things I've done, like the people I've gotten to meet, like the life experience I've gotten to have so far, like the whole thing is one big highlight in my eyes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got to know me a little bit better. Bye.